Hey, all you sinners and saints, it's TJ here, the MotorSage. I'm out here on Saturday, the day before Epiphany Sunday, and waiting on the missus to go shopping, and we're going to do a little bit of riding around because it's a sunny day. Today, I'm going to talk to you a bit about, oh, what it means to go on an everyday basis being a Christian in today's world. So stay tuned and see where that all takes you. The Holy Gospel according to St. Matthew. Now when Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, in the days of Herod the king, behold, wise men from the east came to Jerusalem, saying, Where is he who has been born King of the Jews? For we have seen his star in the east, and have come to worship him. When Herod the king heard this, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. And assembling all the chief priests and scribes of the people, he inquired of them where the Christ was to be born. They told him, In Bethlehem of Judea, for so it is written by the prophet, And you, O Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah. For from you shall come a ruler who will govern my people Israel. Then Herod summoned the wise men secretly, and ascertained from them what time the star had appeared, and he sent them to Bethlehem, saying, Go and search diligently for the child, and when you have found him, bring me word, that I too may come and worship him. When they had heard the king, they went their way, and lo, the star which they had seen in the east went before them, until it came to rest over the place where the child was. And when they saw the star, they rejoiced exceedingly with great joy. And going to the house, they saw the child with Mary and his mother, and they fell down and worshipped. Then opening their treasures, they offered him gifts, gold and frankincense and myrrh. And being warned in a dream not to return to Herod, they departed to their own country by another way. The Holy Gospel of our Lord. Thanks be to God. notice in today's gospel lesson that the wise men were people who came as magicians or seers or kings of the Orient, and they came to pay homage to Jesus after his birth, and eventually sent Mary and Joseph and Jesus into Egypt to keep them out of the clutches of old King Herod, and in a way prevented a lot of harmful things that could have come upon them. And then they, rather than going back to report to Herod as he had requested, they kind of sneaked around on the outskirts of his territory and went back to their home countries. Well, today, because we've talked about that in the previous video, I'm going to skirt around that myself a little bit and talk to you about what it means to be a Christian in today's world. Sometimes we get sent by wise folks out into the hinterlands of faith, and sometimes we try to skirt around issues that are very important. Well, this comes upon us as we start dealing in modern society with things that are afflicting the church, the pastorates of the church and the requirements in life for those persons who are going to be pastors or clergy. And also various issues like abortion. There are some difficult choices to be made by not only the leaders in government, but also leaders in the church, what they state. And there's some hard things and decisions to be made. They're not like the everyday decisions that many people like to keep their attention on as they go through life. You see, many of us would like to make choices just about what menu and what's going to happen for the coming year, about gaining weight and losing weight in the new year, and about all kinds of things. And sometimes we try to slough off those important issues that we have before us. Anyone who watches and follows the news knows that these things are paramount in today's society.
That's a reality check right there. I don't like looking at myself in the mirror. I don't like looking at pictures of myself because I don't look like that in my head. I just want to make that perfectly clear.
You are making it perfectly clear.
That's not what I look like to me.
Okay.
I'm still thin. And
what do you look like?
I still am thin and have red hair. And my husband adores me.
Well, you got that part right.
No, I do not. That's one thing I have none of it right, to be honest with you. Hey, this is a golf course.
Yes, I know. This is where I expected to come out at.
And this is where you're probably going to get hit with a golf ball.
No, I'm not.
Well, I open your window. Maybe they'll hit. Look, there's a cemetery right in the golf. I guess it's all the golfers who. Oh, look at the little chalets. Cute.
Chalet?
Chalet. I should stop and get some ice cream.
No.
Why? Because I eat it. So we can't get it because it's something I eat. Or something I enjoy.
Not supposed to. You're supposed to enjoy it.
Okay, wait a minute. The other thing I would like to get would either be a new scale or a battery for the scale that's in the bathroom.
Now, wait a minute. You're going to buy ice cream and a scale.
Wait, so I know how much ice cream I can eat. It's a good way to be able to know my parameters.
Ice cream.
You don't think that's smart?
Different. Smart? I don't know about
It's smart. It's smart to. I believe in being an educated consumer.
So you know your parameters?
Yes. So I know if I can have a big bowl of ice cream or just a little bowl of ice cream. Since we do have various sized bowls. And we're used to having bowls this big at home. Those bowls were great. Because you never get any way you eat ice cream out of them.
I'm afraid to get on a scale.
Yeah, well, I'm afraid. Tom, we didn't eat any different during the holidays.
Yes, we did.
What did we eat? A store-bought lasagna? Please. Oh, wait, then we went to Olive Garden. Okay, that would be it. Olive Garden. That was one time we had a decent meal. We're more or less starving, for crying out loud. I imagine I've lost weight. Scandia, Holland. See, Scandia, that's where you belong. Scandia. Because you are a Viking.
No, I'm Norwegian.
You're Norwegian?
And there's where the field where the horses were.
Good and crazy.
There they are.
There's one.
There's one of them anyway.
No, that was a mule.
Was it?
It was a mule. The horse authority. That was a black mule. Oh, church. No? House. No, church. It's a church turned into a house. So why can't you turn a house into a church? Like that one right there. Wait a minute, what's this? Slow down.
Cows.
It's horses.
Oh, that's them right there.
Yeah, but they're little ones, and there's cows there. You looked at horses and said they were cows. You looked at the
I was
horse.
looking down the field. There were some black Angus
you were one step ahead.
I know my cows.
You were one step ahead. Did you know what kind they were? Were they Guernseys?
No.
Were they Jerseys?
They wouldn't be accepted in California because they're not Guernseys. We have to go to get some gas.
Yes. Where are we going?
The usual.
Are we going to Kane?
No.
Because I will go to the thrift store